Hey guys, Daniel James here. Today I'm dubbing a feature film I've been working on called Altered at Twickenham Studios in London. I'm in the studio right now, so this is like the desk we're doing it on. They've all gone out to lunch. I already had lunch, so I thought I'd do the blog in here today. They've left me a nice thing on the screen. That was a nice little joke for them. They just put boobs on the screen, but yeah, I'm here today. So I thought I'd do a video because last time I didn't explain very well what this studio does. So this is like a dubbing stage or a sound stage. Sound stage is probably off, but and I apologize to anybody who knows the definitions of what these places are, but I'm going to describe it the best as I've seen and experienced from in here. So basically, I'm going to keep calling it the dubbing stage or the pre-mix or mix stage, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so what you do here is you have an engineer who sits over there or like along this whole desk here. And what they do is they take all the sounds, all the sound effects, all the Foley, all the, recorded sound and all the music. And what they do is they mix it together in a room, which is essentially a theater, like a cinema. And I'll show you like the scale. So, you have seats all the way back here, which you can't see too well. And then you have like a working desk here. And then the mixing stage is dead center in the room. And then what actually, it's hard to tell the scale because like when I sit there, that looks kind of tiny. But so if I walk over, like this is the desk where I was just sitting back there. And I'm still walking. And now this is kind of the scale of the screen. Like if you remember those boobs from back there, now that the largest, there's my hand for scale. That is a large bosom right there. So essentially what you do is you mix the sound and the music together in an actual theatre. And that way they know what the music and what the sound track as a whole will sound like when you get to a theatre. So they have the whole thing set up in in 5.1. But they bounce everything into Pro Tools. That's normally that I should probably mention that. So the whole thing is a big Pro Tools rig essentially, split up into 96 plus channels. I forget how many this has got, and I know it's got like extended, so like they can be more than this. So you have like hundreds of channels of audio in Pro Tools, which each goes bounced out into one of these faders, and then you have sub buses and things. So like one fader may actually be like 10 tracks, so just the footsteps tracks, for example. And I think you can break those out along the board. So like you'll have a footsteps track and, punches and ambient sounds and all that kind of stuff. And then the music track comes in underneath and it has its own fader. And then the mixer sits here with the director and basically goes through the entire film, every sound effect, and make sure it works. And one thing about this film is the on-set audio was damaged, essentially, so they couldn't use it. There was like none of the sound they could use. Okay, where was I? Sorry, interrupted by someone who wanted to know things. Anyway, so basically what happens here is the director and the engineer will sit together at this desk, and they will go through every sound, like I mentioned. And the problem with this film is that all the sound was damaged. The on-set audio was useless, essentially, like it was completely damaged. So what ended up happening is every sound had to be replaced. Like the entire thing is Foley, all the dialogue or all the sound. So this whole process is like a little bit more intense than it normally is with these films, I believe. So that's fun. My job here isn't quite as big of a deal. I basically come in and see what they're doing with the score, see how it's mixed, and just go through it one or two times and put my opinion on what the music should be doing. And if the music's too low, I'll try and fight my corner as to why it should be a little bit louder. Generally, directors and engineers hate composers being here, but we don't mind too much. I mean, it's a fun argument. So like I mentioned, so Pro Tools rig goes through all this and all this kind of good stuff. And yeah, so that's essentially what this room is. I like I say, I apologize I didn't mention what it was a bit better last time, but I hope this one lets you kind of see what we're up to. I can't really show like all the film because the engineer's gone out. I don't want to touch it because if I start playing around and something gets messed up, they know it was only me in here. So so we're stuck with the hand tattooed arm and ladies' bosoms on the screen. But yeah, this film I was working on for about 2 years. So this is like the end of a very long long project, which is exciting. You know, because finishing a project after this amount of time is always, I mean, it's a long journey, you know, and it's been like lots of tough battles, but it's been like a great experience, you know, and over this kind of time you learn, you learn how the director, you know, what kind of things he likes, what he dislikes. And so going forward, you know, we've started talking about like the next films and stuff. So, you know, hopefully if the end result and he likes my music, wants me back, I'm excited to do all this again. But, yeah, it's a nice place. You know, I just like sitting in amongst all the technology. But so yeah, okay. So at the end of this video, you will hear me ramble that I may have edited stuff in. So this is edited in. So if I'm rambling, ignore it. So I'm here with the director of the film we're working on. This is Kelly McClung. Do you want to say hello?
I'm Kelly McClung. I am the director and producer of Altered, and this is my composer, Dan James. And we're still kind of under the gun here. We normally, a movie like this would be 5 or 6 weeks. We're trying to knock it out in a couple weeks, though poor Dan has worked for 2 years trying to accommodate me. And I've butchered his music, and so when it's nice, you can say, wow, that was cool, Dan.
I'm taking credit.
And when it's really weird and off the wall, you can say, Kelly, what did you do?
Nah, well, yeah. If any of it's shit, it was, and if it's good...
I take the credit, I take the blame. He can take the credit, and I'll take the blame. Happy to do it. That's my job.
But 2 years we've been on this, haven't we?
Yeah, the movie's evolved. I mean, the visuals haven't, but it's been a huge challenge. And,
I was explaining that like the sound's definitely changed over 2 years because the source audio was damaged beyond repair. So everything in the film is
absolutely
from like an animated film. Like an animated film.
So when Dan first worked on it, I mean, that first year, we really just talked about concepts while he worked on other projects and did other things, because, I mean, he literally was looking at a very complicated puzzle and trying to understand what might happen with absolutely zero temp track sound, just an absolute mute movie.
That was one of the things we were talking about, is because a lot of the music, like particularly early, and even some of it up to the end, before I had most of the sound, was like the music was too big. I was compensating for the lack of audio.
Right. So I've had to kind of rearrange, knowing, I mean, he didn't even have voices, so things that were off script, I didn't know what they were saying. You know, things like that. So it's been a challenge, and it's been interesting. It's kind of fun. We also have I think we need to give credit. I have a German composer friend of mine who has created some really weird, you know, he's going on the same thing as Dan has in a way, except his responsibilities weren't as big. So I would record, you know, source recordings, amazing trains and cityscapes and some really complex stuff. And Wolfgang is a composer, Wolfgang Eckert, out of Nuremberg. And he would do very complex synthesizer manipulations, and he'd send it to me, and I'd butcher it up some more and send it back. And 2 or 3 incarnations later, and I just find it very industrial and very evocative. And
when you lay them together in the mix,
it creates something very
unique,
something very interesting. Because, I mean, Dan is a very sound designy guy on top of his compositions, but he didn't really have any direction of where to go. And I've had time to work. I've had to recreate from every breath, every footstep. And even Tim Cavigan, our lead mixer here, and the lead mixer of Twickenham here, like I said something about a piece of music earlier.
Yeah.
And he's like, Jesus, you got enough sound here for 25 movies, dude. Come on, just let it drop. And I'm like, no, we're American. Let's give us
America.
This is American. And so, you know, thinking about my audience, I mean, that's what you have to do. This is not gonna be a film that a bunch of old British mums are gonna want to watch, and my mother will never watch it. You're
not gonna get picked up by the Disney Channel or anything. It's
gritty. I was hoping.
We should.
I mean, come on.
It's not gonna get that PG-13 or whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
It's not gonna be a it'll never be considered a family movie.
No.
Unless it's like the Manson family or something, you know, Charles Manson or something. That could happen.
But yeah, I mean, we've definitely, like, in the 2 years, like I say, we've, you know, it's
evolved. And we have too.
It's altered.
I know you've grown and I've grown as a director, so we've had enough time. I mean, normally you knock a movie out so much faster that whatever your experience level is, you might grow a little bit by the end of that project. But we've had 2 years of active evolution.
Yeah.
And the movie's called Altered, and it's about changing things and looking at things different. And I can't think of any other movie that I know that's probably been altered more than this one.
Yeah, this movie's been altered quite a bit. But we're on the home stretch.
We're
you know
on
what
the
I mean?
home
It's
stretch.
A movie now.
It is a movie. It just has rough sound, but it is a movie. And we're really excited by the possibilities. And obviously, a thriller, a horror, a whatever. I mean, music and that ambient sound design is incredibly, you know, it's just so important and can really make, or I wouldn't say it can make the film, but it 100% can break the film. And I know even Tim has been very happy. Like I mean, we're only on reel 4. We're not even halfway through. And many times already, I mean, a half dozen times I can say 100% he has stopped and said, wow, there's some really interesting, complex things happening in there. Really, so you know, and I mean, this guy's worked on the biggest movies of the world, so if he's remotely happy, I know I'm on the right track.
Yeah.
But even him, you know, we push and pull. I'm like, hey, it's not for your mom, you know, it's,
yeah.
You know, we're American.
But yeah, we're making movies. What there's a phrase I've had for Kelly the whole way through this film is because we've had a lot of road bumps, to say the least.
Yeah.
What was it? Smooth seas don't make the best sailors. So by the end of this,
I've adopted. I love
the end of this, we're going to be the U.S. Navy. That's what we're going to be.
Pretty much, we should be able to take over the world. But we're in a multi-million-dollar facility. We have the talents of a very experienced
team,
talented film mixer, re-recording mixer, Tim Cavigan. And I have my assistant. She just put in a 40-hour day, so she's kept catching a 2-3 hour nap. And literally a 40-hour day. We went solid. I came in here yesterday at 6 in the morning, and I haven't been home. Well, I did just run home to brush my teeth, but
I was going to say minty fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh.
You know, courtesy of Fisherman's Mints or something. And you know, it's a gift to be able to make a movie. It's a joy.
If you're going to put 40 hours into something.
But it is work, and you can't take that part away too. But blessed to have that work, and blessed to be able to have the abilities and the talents and the opportunities that we've created. What the hell? I'm from Chicago right now in Atlanta, and my assistant Emoto, who's been with me from the very beginning of this project, very talented young girl, and in her own right, and she's from LA and Atlanta, and we're in London getting ready to go to South to see Dan, and getting ready to run to Munich, and getting ready to go to the Berlin Film Festival, the Berlinale, and going to Nuremberg and seeing friends in Frankfurt, and you know, so I'm not complaining. Give me more 40-hour days. I'm very happy.
Making movies, man.
Making movies.
My
last thing is
go on. Wait, one second.
My tag. His is you know, smooth seas don't make for good sailors, and mine is film is forever. So we're gonna push through and make something significant. And see you guys soon.
Here we go. I got Tim working. You want to say hello to my people, Tim?
Hello there. It's hard.
This is just sit back and watch it. This is how we roll. Yeah, I'm in the firing line there, so I'm gonna scoot back. But yeah, this is what Tim does. Sits. I'll just hold it back.
They say the devil comes here, walks among us, tastes our blood, and drinks our souls.
But so yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video today. One thing I was going to mention is that next week, like when I post this video, so that would be like, I don't know, the 20-something of January, I will be in Los Angeles going to the NAMM show. So if anybody's going to NAMM, Look out for me. Come say hello. Because that's going to be good fun. I still need to find somewhere to sleep, but I'm sure I will. So I'll be flying out there on next Wednesday, randomly. I wasn't expecting to go because I didn't have a pass, but pass has come through, so how can I not? Another bit of information, Project Bravo is definitely getting there now, so that's a few months away. No, not a few months, maybe weeks, maybe a month. I don't know. It's hard to call. But, if anybody's at NAMM, feel free to ask me about that, and I will talk at length about it. Going out this evening to see Mike Patty from Cinesamples. He's coming down to London for the day. We're going to go have drinks and stuff. I love just talking, having, this in the... sorry, I'm going to go meet Mike Patty, go have a drink with a load of composer people in London tonight. And then, I don't know why I told you that, so if anybody's in London, I probably won't upload it. I was going to say, if you're in London, come say hello, but this will probably go out before I get there, so useless. And then, so after that, I will be going, when I get back from NAMM, I'll be going to Tokyo to meet some people out there that I am going to talk to for various reasons. And that's Tokyo. I'm going to be from the 12th of February till like a week or two later. So if anybody's in Japan who watches these videos, again, let me know because I love to meet people. So what I'll probably do after this video is upload just people working in here, to give you a better idea of what it looks like. I may have already, edited it in beforehand. If I did, then there'll be nothing after this. But hope you guys have enjoyed this this little video, and it's a much better look at what this room looks like. Lots of speakers on the walls, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but this studio is TW1 Studios, so it's at Twickenham Studios, and it's the engineer Tim. He's a great guy. You guys should all come down and mix your films here. I'll try and get him in a video when he's here. Like I say, I may have already edited that in before this bit. So if I did, I apologise. I'm going on too long. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.